Man, this is starting to get way out of hand now. They sending in spies, little kids. They sending in people to infiltrate. There's new trade rumors, new teams that I just heard of. I mean, like, what's really going on? We got to shut this down tonight. And I got a message for you, Mad Maxx. I got a message for you. Welcome to Bart. Next stop, Crosby Court.
Just win, baby.
Yo, what's good in your hood? It's your boy Black Quarterback. And you're on the Bart, the Bay Area Raiders Talk. We on that late night edition right now, the late Bart. So I gotta get my attitude adjuster out. I got a message from Max tonight. I got a message from Max. I mean, this is starting to get out of hand now, y'all. This entirely getting out of hand. Like I understand all the trade stuff going on because there's nothing really to talk about, but really it is something to talk about because we kind of gave it life because the Raider Nation is still divided. Half of them want to see Max go. The other half like he a Raider now. Let's get it going. And so now the media is feeding to the half that want to see Max go. And the phony Niners, they literally sent in a little kid to infiltrate the set, and if we don't see that, I'm here to bring it to y'all. Like that is too much, y'all. They doing too much. Matter of fact, I didn't say Niners
If
too
you're a
much.
Niner fan, what it do? Marshawn Lynch said, you. I'm a Raider.
You a Raider fan? You little girl that tried to infiltrate the set? Forget you. You too. They sending in. They going to any level at this point now, y'all. I mean, if y'all can't see through this, then I don't know what's going on. And it could be a conspiracy theory, but you can't put nothing past them because they're really trying to entice Max to leave. And it's gonna work at some point if the Raider Nation don't rally behind him. We should use this moment to rally around Max. But what we're gonna do is use this as something to throw at him and say, well, he doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be a Raider, even though he keeps saying over and over that he want to be a Raider. He he um he got it tatted on him. Then people want to say that don't matter while they got Raider tats on. Like, I mean, I don't I don't get it. But we're gonna go over this video of the little girl. We're gonna talk about these other trade destinations I heard. Then we're gonna talk about AOC. I heard AOC getting moved. And I heard that our draft grade is low. So since we ain't got nothing to talk about, we gonna talk about the people that ain't got nothing to talk about. That's what we doing. So what's up with y'all? What's good with the Raider Nation? Can I get a area code? Where y'all at? Let me know where the nation is residing at tonight. What's good with it? So check this out. Let's start with the NFL trade rumors. The on my nerves trade rumors, but let's go. Let's just see what it is. So Crosby remains on the Raiders roster, but still could be dealt prior to the 2026 season. I don't believe that. Here's the latest buzz surrounding the star edge rusher. So these are the three teams he's linked to. The Cowboys already, but I thought the Cowboys dropped out. The phony Niners, they scrapping and scraping like Diddy. They trying to get anything done. And then, of course, the Patriots. Like if matter of fact, any of them three teams would be terrible. We shouldn't give him none of them three teams. We don't mess with the Niners like that. We always have funk with the Cowboys and the Patriots. Like we shouldn't give them no oxygen. They gets no juice. So let's see what they say. I mean, let's see what they say. Oh my gosh. Max Crosby remained one of the most likely trade candidates in the NFL. Where they get that from? But that's the hook. The Raiders have already shown a willingness to part with the superstar edge rusher as they attempted to trade him to the Ravens in March. The Raiders didn't really want to trade him. He wanted to leave. At the 11th hour, however, Baltimore backed out of the trade due to alleged medical concerns about Crosby. It left Crosby and the Raiders in an awkward position. Was it really awkward? What was awkward about it? And this is from ESPN, by the way. Oh no, this is a complex. This is from Complex. Oh, Complex on fire because they got yeah. Okay, but both the Raiders and Crosby have been saying all the right things these past few months, and it's looking increasingly likely that Crosby will start training camp as a member of the Silver and Black, as he should. Okay, ESPN Dan Graziano believes that if Crosby is traded in 2026, then it will come in season likely just prior to the NFL trade deadline. It is also possible that Crosby could be moved shortly after cutdown day. They just trying anything. The day in which teams just must trim their roster to 53 players. There is typically a flurry of activity across the league across cutdown day as teams shed and add salary just prior to the start of the season. Here's a look at the potential landing spots for Crosby. Let's talk about Dallas. The Cowboys were very aggressive in trying to land Crosby via trade earlier this year, as they made three separate offers to Vegas. Dallas reported offer a package of a number 20th overall pick in the 2026 draft and Osa Odigizawa. I don't know. Odigizawa. After the Raiders rebuffed that deal, Mary Jones reportedly put the number 12 overall pick in the 2026 draft and a 2027 third round pick on the table. So first round and third rounder. After we got two first rounders. Spytek said, nah, we good. And then Jones then reportedly came back with a third offer of the number 20 overall pick in the 26th draft and a 27 in 2027 second round pick. Spytek said, I'm good. So that's the first round and second round. So obviously it has to be two first round for them to even consider it. What's up with Webb? 707 said backwards. So I see that they rejected that. So, given the injury concerns now surrounding Crosby following the voided trade to Baltimore, Spytek asking price for Crosby will likely be less. I don't think so. See, this is them just saying that. Jones is bullish on the Cowboys' chances in 2026 and has repeatedly said that he will write an embarrassing check for one more Super Bowl run. Perhaps that check will find its way into Crosby's bank account. Now, let's talk about the phony Niners. They continue to be linked to Crosby given their need for an edge rusher. Frisco also has the most salary cap space in the NFL at the moment with just over 70 mil. East. The Chicago Post Vincent Bonsignor recently wrote about what the Niners would likely give up in a trade for Crosby. Multiple league sources, who's these multiple league sources, have told the California Post that the framework of a suitable offer can consist of a 2027 first round pick, a 2028 second round pick, and second year rusher Michael Williams, which was he got an ACL, blew his ACL out. This is not some unrealistic pipe dream either, Bonsignor continued. The same reasons that the Raiders traded Crosby to the Ravens in March are still in place. Is it really? See, this is why I won't listen to him. Because when they start saying stuff like that, like we know that the situation is different now. Crosby wanted to leave because the Raiders weren't making moves. They weren't making competent moves. And so then once they decided that they weren't going to make competent moves, Crosby was like, I'm about to do a moving. And so they shopped him. But then when they shopped him, they went shopping. They went and got Quiddy Pay. They went and got Quay Walker. They went and got the other linebacker. I don't know why I can't think of my guy's name right now, but dang it. Well, I can't think of his name right now. But anyway, N'Kobe Dean. Then we went and we drafted crazy. So I think that's all really what Max wanted, was to make an effort. So I don't think the same pieces are in play. And plus, I think he's been humbled by this whole situation anyway. And Maxx Crosby to the Patriots trade. Graziano mentioned the Patriots as a team that will likely have interest in Crosby trade over the course of the next few months. See, now they're setting us up to have this going on and on, even into the season. That's why we need to cut this. We need to cut this off. Even if you really feel like that he's gonna go, we need to just stop as fans just riding those trains that they putting it out there. Because me personally, I would rather just stop talking about it. But then when I turn on YouTube, I see other content creators talking about it like they don't like it, but then they kind of fantasize about it. And I'm like, I'm just giving y'all the information because I dang near don't even want to talk about it. The only reason why I'm talking about it really is because the little girl, little infiltrator. So it says the New England has obvious need at edge rush after losing Chason to the Commanders in free agency. Chason recorded 10.5 sacks last season, including the playoffs. See, that's what we should have kept instead of Kuntz. And I think a lot of us felt that way. So hey, if you felt that way, hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Did you guys think we should have kept Kuntz or should we kept Chason? Because I definitely was high on Chason. So of note, the Patriots currently have the fifth most available cap space in the NFL at the moment. So those are your new three teams. And all three of them is like we got spunk with all three of them. So we shouldn't be even talking about, well, Spy Tech ain't probably talking to them anyway. I think Maxx Crosby is gonna be a Raider, man. I think he's gonna be a Raider. Charm City, what's good with you, brethren? Ethan Rolling, what's up? Jesus loves all. That's right. And I love y'all. Let's look at this video that the little girl came up with. Yeah. So yesterday, well, was it yesterday? It could have been yesterday or the day before yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It's late today, so it was yesterday. Maxx Crosby was in Henderson and he was doing signing for no, he wasn't signing. He didn't do signings. He did nothing but pictures for his drink, his energy drink, or whatever, whatnot, electrolyte drink, whatever. And so he was there taking pictures and doing the community, whatever. Do you feel me? And they sent this little girl up there. And this is what she said. What's up? Have you picture? There you go.
Holy shit, bro.
What's up? Have you picture? There you go.
Bro, I literally made a post about you like a couple weeks ago. So I gotta ask for the faithful. Will you please join the 49ers?
I can't. Hey, I still appreciate you doing your homework, though. You never know. You're the best, though. Let's get in. You gotta get your chin in your hanging.
They not.
Well, check this out, man. So I've seen some people respond to the fact that he said you never know. Right? And this is why I have Kobe on the thumbnail. Look at your shirt, Max. You put this fit together, bro. You put the fit together. You need to be quiet, bro. At this point, you need to be quiet because you you lead with your heart, and this is where the conspiracy part comes in. They sent a girl because they know you a girl dad. They know how to get to you to your heartstring. These is the phony Niners, man. They know how to finesse their way into something until it don't work. So they sent the little girl up there, and some girl that's supposed to be kind of like Maxx Crosby. Did y'all peep what she said to begin with? Because I know that they cut it off on other videos. Peep what she said in the beginning.
Holy shit, bro.
Holy shit. First of all, that should have already had your like what? What's going on here, huh? This little girl talking like that. Did y'all hear that? Hold on.
Holy shit, bro.
What's up?
So,
Are you picture?
Look, she wasn't even there to take no picture. She didn't want no picture. She had an agenda, a straight agenda. And then she go and like, all right, I'm gonna take the picture. Max like, all right, come on, let me get you up out of here. She like, nah, I got an agenda. Talking about,
There you go.
bro, I
bro. See, this is one thing I don't like. These kids is walking around talking to adults like we're their equal, bro. Like you should already on like this little disrespectful kid need to get up out of here. But he don't know yet because he got to be nice to the kids. But he a girl dad, so I get it. But Kobe was a girl dad too. So I see why you challenge your inner mamba, but bro, you need to tighten that up, bro, because you're not answering questions and you're not saying the right things at the right time, bro. So let's hear this out.
literally made a post about you like a couple weeks ago. So I gotta ask for the faithful.
See, this is when you should. Well, hold on, wait a minute, time out. Ask for the faithful. Like what? Pardon me, excuse me. Pardon me, excuse me. So, Max, I'm gonna need you to understand what these taglines for these teams like Flock Nation. I didn't even know that was a thing, but I mean, we I knew it, but we ignored it because it's only one nation. Then she talking about for the faithful. Listen, look at him.
Would
What's
you
up?
please join the 49ers?
I can't.
You hear how he said it? I can't. I liked it though because he was sturdy right there. Just like when your little daughter be like, can I have some ice cream before dinner? And you're like, I can't. You want to, but I can't. I don't know if he want to. Let me not say that because people start thinking I'm meaning that he really want to go to the Niners. So I kind of see you got to be careful with your words.
I can't. Hey, I still appreciate you doing your homework though. You never know.
See, this is where he said too much. He could. I get that you really don't know. You never really know, but you didn't have to say that, bro. So put the eights or the 24s in the chat for Crosby, for Kobe. Matter of fact, he was wearing the 10 jersey. Put 10 in the chat. Put the 10s in the chat for Max because he need to. You know what I need you to do, Max? I need you to go and visit the old folks' home. I need you to go see the old people, man. I need you to do that. I need you to go and see the OGs. You know what else you could have done? You could have went to the Make a Wish Foundation and go see some kids. So that way, if they do ask you about the Raiders or whatever on the field stuff, you can be like, really? Really? It's not appropriate. Because you obviously like to lead with your emotions. And I get it, because you're a passionate guy. I get it, but you don't know. Oh, y'all don't care? Y'all don't care? Max said this. And I hope y'all think I'm reading too much into this because this is how this stuff. That's how rumors get started. Started by the jealous people and little stuff like this. You never know. Like, look at him. You never know. Like, what does that mean? You should know. You said you want to retire a Raider, bro. You said you had a wake up call and the football guys blessed you in the whole nine. It should have been a hard no. It's like I was talking to Pizzle earlier. It should have been a hard no. You need to go sit down, bro. You need to go sit down and stay out the limelight. Stay out the I get that you're trying to build your brand. I'm for that. Because I get it. You're trying to get your money so you don't spend it all and you don't want to be one of these broke players after you leave the game and I get all that. But timing is everything, Brody. And your timing is off right now. And you just say too much. You get in trouble for going to the UFC to Trump. I don't really care about that. But I mean, like the optics. It's about the optics at this point. And you're just looking like you already on thin ice because you said the Flock Nation thing. So you really shouldn't be you shouldn't be really you shouldn't really be saying things that's going to even give inference that you don't want to be here. You should have hardlined it and said no to the girl and be like, stop. Oh, I'm glad you did your homework. Man, forget that little girl and her homework. She didn't do that homework. They put her up to that. Let's see what the chat thinks. Let's see what the chat thinks. Fall three of no, you feel me, Charm City?
That shit was
That's
fucking
weak.
weak.
You know what I'm saying?
If you're not a fan, what it do? Marshawn Lynch. If you're not a fan, what it do? Marshawn Lynch said, I'm a Raider.
I mean, like, come on. Hit Stick, what's good with you, brother? Triple salute to you, my guy. For surely, Jason he popped off for us. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Seemed like the trade talks escalated after the announcement of the Raiders' plan to implement the 3-4 of their base. And you know what? That is a concern because a lot of people think that he might not be able to thrive in this 3-4, which is it's legitimate. I'm concerned myself. But I think he's gonna ball out because he have a chip on his shoulder, but not when he out here giving up. And I don't think he's doing it on purpose. That's the part that got, and I can only defend this so far because I am a defender of Maxx Crosby right now. Not everybody, but a lot of people think he's going to be gone. And we listen to the outside noise and we feeding the natives. You don't feed the animals at the zoo. They're at the zoo. Don't feed the animals. That's what we're doing. We're feeding the animals. Stop. And then when they get out of control, then and then when Max get fed up because we're doing this and he leaves. See, I knew it. We forced him out. But Max, you hurting yourself, bro. You're hurting yourself, bro. Yeah, they set Max up, Charm City. Webb. Come on now, Webb. So Webb. Wait, so are you thinking that Maxx Crosby was in on it? No, I don't think you're saying that. But it definitely that girl, that's work that she was doing. Look at this, y'all. Let's look at this. I'm gonna shut up and let y'all watch this. That's what I thought. This
Are you picture? There you go.
Bro, I literally made a post about.
she literally did not want to take the picture.
Holy shit, bro.
What's up?
So,
Are you picture? There you go.
bro, I literally made a post about you like a couple weeks ago. So I gotta ask for the faithful. Would
What's
you
up?
please join the 49ers?
I can't. Hey, I still appreciate you doing your homework, though. You never know. You're the best, though. Let's
Can you
get
say
it. You
hi
gotta
to
get
the
your chin in
camera?
your hanging.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like.
And did you hear her? Did you hear her? Can you say hi for the camera? Max, I need you to be smarter than a fifth grader, bro. I need you to be smarter than a fifth grader, bro. Max, I love you, bro, but I need you to be smarter than the fifth grade. I need you to go in the house and be quiet, bro. Just go in the house, be quiet. Go to the Make a Wish Foundation. Go see the kids. Go see the OGs in the community. Don't go do nothing else, bro, until the season is like next off season, actually. Because they're gonna be trying to say the same thing next off season when your money already guaranteed. So you're not gonna be asking for more money, but people gonna say weird stuff like that. Max, please. You got it on your shirt. You got it. Kobe on your shirt says it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it, Max. Come on, bro. So that's my message to you, Max. Just go in the house, bro. Cause you tripping. And you doing it on accident because I heard you say already that sometimes your mouth gets you in trouble because you're essentially what you're saying, you lead with your heart because you're so loyal. I get it, bro. I get it. That's why you said what you said about AP. That's what you said. What you said about whoever, even Flock of the Ravens. Like, because you are all in type guy. I get it. Because you have this addictive personality where you just, if you do something, you overdo it. That's why I don't have a problem, y'all, when he rap. Stay in the house and rap. Because at least if you say something in the rap, half of us might miss it because we ain't listening to the rap. Stay in the house and rap. Now I'm almost seeing why people were like, well, I don't like him doing the podcast because his lips is loose. He got loose lips. He just be saying stuff sometimes that kind of got me like, what's that emoji? What's the other emoji? The Kobe emoji. Max, I need you to go in the house, bro. I need you to go in the house. Enough of that, right? I just want to talk a couple more things. Purple, what's good? What's good, bro? I said, what's up to Hit Stick? Webb, you know what it is, brother. I appreciate you more than you know. Nutty Raider Nate, Charm City. Here we go, Charm City. I know you about to say something that I love. You should have grabbed her by her shoulders and turned her away, talking that, yes. Yeah, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. Exactly, Charm City. Yeah, she was looking and following directions. I, I don't know, man. Hey, hey, here we go, bro. Say, bro. When I saw this, I was like, "Come on, man! You gotta be like a rat turd, sharp on both ends, bro." Kid Stick said, "Low key, short for surely that was a skit." Max got played off the bounce on, bro. Like for real. Like I'm gonna need you to be smarter than a fifth grader, bro. Would you say here Max is a dead ringer because the world is a stage? Okay, let me go and give y'all three. And so now that we on this, we hearing all kind of weird stuff. So let me just go in and address a few weird things I heard, so I can go in and get it out the way. Because uh, you guys might want, if you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to the channel. Hit the red, you feel me, underneath this video, and hit the bell because I'm gonna give it to y'all straight lace, straight no chaser. I don't know no other way. When I hear little weird things, I gotta give it pushback because if nobody check this, then everybody's gonna run around and be emotional. And I'm trying not to have so many emotional fans this year. So here's three reasons. Justin Jefferson. I did a video. It's 99% fiction, 1% logic. And I gave the 1% logic, and we just keep stretching that 1% to 10%. And we keep talking about it like we really got a chance for Justin Jefferson. I'm about to give y'all three reasons why we should stop talking about Justin Jefferson. Three reasons. Here we go. Oh, yeah. I meant to look this part up because, for one, they got a better wide receiver room than us where he is. You know, they brought in Juan from the Niners. Matter of fact, hold on. Yeah, see, they got all them JJs. They got two JJs and a JA. They got Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and Juan Jennings. I mean, they got a better wide receiver room. So really, all they need is a quarterback. It's easy to go find a. It's not easy to find a quarterback. Let me not say that. But if you got a wide receiver room already stacked, it's easier for you to find a quarterback because you can get a mid range quarterback. Let's say someone like Sam Darnold was last year, and then that wide receiver room could not last year, the year before that, the wide receiver room could elevate the quarterback. Even the AOC could probably go over there and go crazy for a second. And I say for a second because I think he'll be injured, but knock on wood, if you with me. But I just think that adding a quarterback is easier than Justin Jefferson coming here, and then we're trying to find another like a real number two wide receiver or another good wide receiver, or we gotta wait till one of the ones we have developed. Because our wide receiver room, we're not one wide receiver away. It would not. Justin Jefferson alone would not solidify our wide receiver room. It wouldn't. Now, could it potentially, maybe in a year or two, if Justin Jefferson was to come right now, which he ain't, but even if he were to come next year, we're still going to have to draft another wide receiver depending on how well these wide receivers play this year. But are they going to play as good as Addison or Jennings? I think not. Here's the number two, the financial commitment. Jefferson signed a massive 4-year, $140 million contract extension with 110. Shout out to Pittsburgh. The 110 guaranteed, making it incredibly difficult for the Vikings to move him or for the Raiders to absorb his cap hit without gutting their roster. So come on, we're not about to give the bank up just for Justin Jefferson. And like I say, like you can add a wide receiver at any time. You can build your team and add a wide receiver at any time. You don't want to add the wide receiver too early because if he balling out and the other team and the rest of the team or other parts of the team needs to be fixed, and he's gonna be like, they're already divas. That he's gonna be like, I'm doing my job, and then he's gonna want to go somewhere else eventually. But 110, we ain't got it. Sorry, bro, we ain't got it. We ain't got it. We ain't got it for that. I'm with the nation. I'd rather see what we got and spend get it how we live next year, if that's the case. And number three reason is he's the face of the franchise over there. So imagine being the face of a franchise. You're a wide receiver too, mind you. You're the face of a franchise, and then you go to a team where you're no longer the face of the franchise. Mendoza is the franchise over here. The he wouldn't be he wouldn't be he wouldn't be the face. He would be a big name, but he would not be the face of the franchise. And I personally don't think a wide receiver should be the face of a franchise unless you Jerry Rice uh, and even T.O. No, even Randy Moss. No, not the face of the franchise. And the only reason why Jerry Rice is because he was a upstanding dude and he never was in trouble. He's the wide receiver GOAT. So he's the exception to the rule. So and all the Vikings got to do is find a quarterback. If they got rid of Jefferson, they're gonna have to find a quarterback and another wide receiver to replace him. So those are the three reasons why I say we need to stop talking about him coming here. Period. He said break over later. All right, brother. Appreciate you, bro. Yes, we do not need another Devontae Adams episode. I totally agree with you on that. That was ugly, y'all. That was for sure ugly. Yeah, this is true. Jerry Rice was not the face until Joe Montana was gone. That's true. And even they did Jerry Rice dirty because they let T.O. go crazy on his last day being a 49er. T.O. went crazy and broke the record. which is funny, right? So one other thing I want to talk about, because I know we don't have a whole lot to talk about, but I do appreciate the 14 people that's in here. Can y'all hit the like button for your boy? Because ain't nobody working harder than me right now in the off season. Ain't nobody working harder than me in the off season. Y'all see me 2 or 3 times a day, once a day, 2 times a day, even 3 times a day. I'll do 2 shows and then do the late shows on Friday, like tomorrow. And I'm chopping up videos, putting them out. Ain't nobody working harder than me right now in the off season. Everybody just saying, "Oh, it's the off season. It ain't nothing to talk about." Yeah, it ain't nothing to talk about. But how do you handle things when they're not ideal? Watch how I do when the season come around. Watch how your boy go crazy. So I appreciate y'all that's been rocking with me for sure. I appreciate y'all because this is one nation, one nation. I love it. So let's talk about AOC, the person I love to hate, right? And I'm not really hating on AOC, but they did say something about AOC and trading him. Let me get to it. Let me get to it. The Aiden O'Connell talk. All right, so Raiders could trade QB Aiden O'Connell. And this is from Pro Football Rumors. This is how rumors get started. Started by the jealous people, and because we got the best quarterback room in NFL. I don't think we should. Let me start off by saying I don't think we should trade AOC at this point. If he's willing to sit down and kiss the ring and play his position, we can keep him because no one's bigger than the Shield. And right now he's acting like he's bigger than the Shield, whether y'all want to admit it or not. So here we go. Fernando Mendoza represents the Raiders' future under center. The open stages of the 2026 season will likely see Kirk Cousins handling starting duties, though. I'm glad even the rumor people know this. So, Raider Nation, salute to y'all because y'all starting to come around to what I've been trying to tell y'all from the gate. I just wanted y'all to get this information before the training camp comes so y'all didn't think this was a true quarterback competition. Because y'all gonna sit there and say, well, I think this person played better and all this stuff. And I was like, whoa. I mean, like, y'all don't know that Kirk Cousins is the guy? Like, they didn't bring him in so he can sit behind Fernando. Anyway, with Cousins in place as the veteran and familiar face to new head coach Clint Kubiak, he could work as QB1 for an extended period this year. Mendoza's development is obviously a major priority for the Raiders, and the team will aim to avoid rushing him onto the field. Even the goofies know. Even so, Cousins' presence could make Aiden O'Connell expendable this summer. Indeed, Sam Warren of The Athletic writes, the door is open to Vegas moving on from O'Connell. As as a 2023 draftee, the former fourth rounder is entering the final year of his rookie contract. A trade worked out during training camp would prevent O'Connell departing on the open market next spring in a way which would leave Vegas without any draft compensation. He would also, of course, confirm the 1-2 depth chart of Cousins and Mendoza for Kubiak's first year at the helm. O'Connell racked up 17 starts across his first 2 Raider campaigns. No, it's 3. This is year 4. Oh, he didn't get no starts last year. That's why he's saying that. He posted a 7-10 record over that span, one in which Vegas struggled to find stability on offense. Overall, O'Connell has totaled 20 touchdowns and 11 interceptions in the regular season while averaging just 6.5 yards per attempt. I didn't know that. 6.5 yards per attempt? So all you guys is telling me he's elite and he got arm and all this other stuff. 6.5 yards an attempt. We can run like 4 yards an attempt. I'm just saying, this is just a long handoff because he got to get the ball out fast because he can't allow receivers to get downfield. He always got a 3-step drop it. 5 steps at the most. Sometimes we want to go 7-step drop. Drop. So 6.5 yards per attempt. Figures such as those, coupled with his 84.1 career passing rating, are likely to limit his trade market. Now they are a little bit hating though, because he ain't bad, but that was an interesting stat that they did throw in there. As Warren notes, the Raiders could opt to keep O'Connell in the fold through the start of the season as insurance for the potential Cousins injury, and or struggles on Mendoza's part. The 27-year-old is owed $33.67 million in 2026, and he is set to carry a cap charge of $3.8 million. That is not an untenable cost for quarterback depth, although the Raiders could look to free up funds via a trade in this case. Dealing O'Connell would clear his entire salary off the books while generating only $127,000 in dead money. It says finances are not an immediate issue in Vegas' case since the team has $23.5 million available. That will not be the determining factor in a potential O'Connell trade, but a deal sending him elsewhere will be possibly to mentor or to monitor during camp. O'Connell has made it clear he is seeking the opportunity to compete for a starting or backup opportunity. He didn't say backup, he said starting, something which is highly unlikely under his current circumstances. So O'Connell's he said he made it clear that he's seeking opportunity to compete for a starting position. I mean, he said it. He want to go out. He auditioning. So and he did say in the camp, he said, "Who knows what will happen?" Remember in his press conference, he said, "Who knows what will happen? Who knows where it'll be?" But that's the goal, and that's the same thing as Max talking about. Actually, I think this is more directed than Max saying, "You never know." But let's look at both of them the same. You never know. I don't know where it's gonna be. So for the people that says that Max, if there's people out there that's talking about Max and him saying, you never know, keep that same energy for Aiden O'Connell, wherever that may be. Same thing. But I hope that we keep Aiden O'Connell for real. See what you guys saying. Webb say, what some people don't understand is that politics is a part of the competition, like it or not. Bro, that's what I've been trying to tell people. Bro, I just was talking to somebody and I was like, y'all don't think whatever. I mean, the coaches. No, this is what was said. It was said that by taking Kubiak at his word, that it's going to be a quarterback competition, and Aiden O'Connell was pushing and all that, and I was like, bro, that's politics. He got to say that. I don't care if he's the most devout Christian. He don't walk on water. So there's politics involved. So he got to frame things a certain kind of way. Thank you, bro. What's up with you, Ben? Better Ben. So you guys, take it from your boy. I'm trying to told y'all. I'm trying to learn y'all some stuff. Because I got some smart people in the chat that be knowing. Willie Wayne, what's good with you, brethren? Webb, you on it, Webb. You know what it is. You know what the Izil, Fizzil, Rizil. You know what it is, ill. Raider Knight, what's good with you, brother? It's good to see you. Nate says, I'll argue to get JJ if Mendoza is a true day one starter. Huh? It's the Mendoza and Bauer show. Let me get this off of here. Let me get that off of there. So that's crazy though. But so the ain't no kind of trade talk is crazy. And let me tell you guys about Kirk Cousins' contract too. Because I heard something about his contract that was wild. somebody said that his contract, that he's going to be gone after this year for sure. But one thing I was hearing about Mendoza is, what do you guys expect? What would you think the stat line should be if Mendoza went into training camp? How many yards do you think he should throw? How many touchdowns? How many interceptions for you to say, hey, you know what? Maybe we should consider starting him from day one. What is the stat line? Can y'all tell me in the chat what y'all think? How many yards, touchdowns, and interceptions would it take for him to have in order for y'all to be like, you know what? We should consider starting him. And while y'all do that, let's break down Kirk Cousins' contract, because in the event that Kirk Cousins do play well, it's not just foregone that we're gonna go away from him anyway, because I promise you, if we win 8 or 9 games, we should not go to Mendoza. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because I mean we're right there. And if next year we fall off pace, then go to Mendoza. It is what it is, right? Because we're gambling with you, Kirk, cousin Kirk. So, but this is for people. If you heard this information, they were saying that Kirk Cousins got to go because we owe him $80 million or whatever that outrageous number next year. So that basically is saying that we ain't gonna have him next year because we're gonna owe him so much. Here we go. Because I do the education. Kirk Cousins' contract with the Vegas Raiders is technically a 5-year, $172 million deal on paper, but it's essentially a 1-year, $20 million deal for the 26 season. The cost. The Raiders are only on the hook for 11.3 million of that total. 1.3 million league minimum salary plus the 10 million guaranteed roster bonus that he got in March. While his former team, the Falcons, paid the remaining 8.7 million. The future. The deal features a massive 2-year, $80 million club option for the 2027-2028 seasons. So my question is, if we were to get to the point where we want to keep Cousins, we should know these things already. Can we restructure the contract? The answer is yes. We can absolutely restructure or extend him, because the $80 million club option for the 27 to 28 is incredibly expensive. The Raiders will almost certainly decline it as currently written. Even if he plays remarkably well, if he excels and they want to keep him, they can tear up the option and negotiate a completely new contract extension, or restructure the remaining years to lower his cap hit and give him a more realistic market value salary. If they can't come up to an agreement, the contract will simply expire and be terminated, making him a free agent. So essentially, we can restructure this contract for Kirk Cousins if he do come in and ball out and we want to run it back. It's not a contract issue. Spytech is doing his thizzle with that. I like what he's doing so far. We do gotta see if things mature, because I saw something like people were questioning the grades. Oh yeah, the grade of our draft pick. They said that we got a C. Maybe I'll talk about that too, but I'm gonna see what you guys say about what he has to. What does he have to throw in order in the off season? You guys didn't answer that. What will his stats have to be in order for us to say Mendoza should start week 1? What is it? Because I heard 6 touchdowns, 600 yards, no interceptions. Like, golly. That would be a record. You know that, right? That would be never have be done. And then you probably would start him. And the person who did something similar to that did not play that well in the regular season, because what happens in the preseason is not indicative of what happens in the regular season. How many times the Raiders have went undefeated in the preseason and got scraped in the season? I know y'all seen it. I know y'all seen it. So let me see. Hold on. They playing with the Raiders. Yeah. Let's get to this last day. I know I said the last day, but this is the last day. It would be worth the wait on Mendoza. I agree. Absolutely flawless performing. He would have to force his way in with perfection. And I even think that's like un, unattainable because even if he does come in like that, that just let us know he might be kind of ready. 6 touchdowns? That's two a game. 200 yards each game? No interceptions? That hasn't even been done before. So let's get to the Raiders draft grade. What did you guys give the Raiders a draft grade in the draft? I know it's been a while now, but a lot of you guys gave the Raiders a draft grade. What did you give the Raiders in the draft as far as grade? I personally gave us an A. I said it was an A minus. I think it was an A minus. Wasn't an A plus, but um, I'd say an A minus. I think we cover a lot of ground, picked up a lot of great pieces that's going to help us right now and in the future. But ESPN, they say different. So they gave the Raiders a C. They said the biggest move they made was drafting quarterback Fernando El Capitan Mendoza, the number one overall pick. And whoever this guy is, he said the move that he liked was he trying to trade edge Maxx Crosby. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Why would you want the Raiders to get rid of Maxx Crosby when Maxx Crosby was drafted by the Raiders and it'd be lovely to see a player stay with a team all the way through his career. Why would you want to see that? For selfish reasons? ESPN want to have them games on where they had with the Ravens with Maxx Crosby and all that. They want to have them kind of games so they could boost their ratings. Selfish. And the move that he disliked was signing Edge Quiddy Pay. And you know what? I can kind of understand that because my knee-jerk reaction was who? Quiddy Pay? Let me look at his numbers. 4 sacks. He's supposed to be the replacement for Max? How, Sway? How? So what I did was, if you guys go, make sure you go look at my playlist. My playlist, Return, with its commitment to new excellence. We're committed to new excellence. And in that, and like last week I did a breakdown of Quiddy Pay because I needed to understand, like, why did we get Quiddy Pay? What value does he bring? So we did talk about him and we did throw the bag at him. So let's see what they say. The Rays brought in Clint Kubiak as coach and drafted Mendoza this offseason. But perhaps the team's most noteworthy decision was the one that ultimately came undone, trading Crosby to the Ravens only for it to fall apart. That trade was a home run for the Raiders. Was it a home run? 2 first rounds? We don't necessarily draft that well, even though we've been doing better now. But you don't know if that's a home run, especially when you got Miles Garrett. They got like a, a first rounder, a new car, a helicopter, and a partridge in the pear tree. They were rebuilding team. They were a rebuilding team trading a soon-to-be 29-year-old player on a salary-laden contract. Putting too much on it, meaning mostly off their books for 2 first-round picks. It was a clear victory despite the emotional pain. Unfortunately for Las Vegas, it was not to be. How is that unfortunate for us? Not only did we rebuild our team, we were able to get our best player on defense back, our face of our franchise. It sounded like we were. That's why I said stop looking a gift horse in the mouth. The football gods have blessed us. We need to be thankful, or we ain't winning nothing. So Crosby is still a Raider and remains a pillar of the Raiders' progress for the next version of their franchise, with Kubiak and Mendoza leading the way. That change is significant, and nothing will determine which direction the franchise goes more than the success or failure of those two men. Even though Mendoza is probably the most important acquisition in the offseason, the Raiders don't get credit in the grade because they had the number one pick. We could have picked that wrong, but the Raiders did more beyond bringing in Kubiak and Mendoza and almost trading Crosby. They made many moves that could be needle movers, spending a ton of money to raise the low floor of the roster. Did it make the team better? Almost certainly. Did they spend reasonably doing so? They did not. Well, you already know we be tricking it. We know we got it. We gonna spend it. Let's see. What the heck? What's in here? Off for it, bro. What the heck just happened? They didn't like me going in on them. Hold on, my bad, y'all. All right, here we go. Even the Jets got a better grade than us, and a lot of people thought the Jets traded well. The Bills got a C. Okay, here we go. Ooh, they about to talk about the larger of. They said, did we spend the money reasonably? We did not. The largest of those deals were signing Tyler Linderbaum to a 3-year, $81 million contract that obliterated the center market. To put that in contract in perspective, since 2011, the highest average per year contract, 2011, come on, man, it's 15 years ago. For a center, if we adjust the salary cap inflation, had to be Frank Ragnow's 2021 deal. That contract, if adjusted to the 26 cap environment, would have been for 22.3 million a year. This was for 27 a year. We had to make sure we got what we was looking for, so we paid. There are certainly arguments for the signing. Linderbaum is one of the best centers in the league and in the prime of his career. Players like that don't often reach the free agent market, and there could be extra value in a rookie franchise quarterback pairing up with a high quality, experienced center. But how high of a number does that take you? That's tough. It's a tough sell to get all the way to 27 million. That's because we saved our money and we actually have money to spend. The Raiders also dished out 16 million per year for pay in what I thought was one of the worst free agent contracts this offseason. I don't know if it was the worst, but it definitely wasn't good to me either. Pay ranked the last among qualifying edge rushers in pass rush win rate. See, yeah, you don't want to spend the money. We're not getting more sacks out of him. But what I did see on film is he's a solid. He set the edge very nice. He's a good run stopper. So we're trying to predicate our team, our line, and our defense to stop the run. Stop the run. Don't give up big plays, and take the ball away. Those are our three pillars. Las Vegas further spent on defense by bringing in not one but two free agent linebackers in Quay. Cut that shit up, Quay. And the Kobe Dean. The Raiders also resigned Malcolm Koos and traded for nickel Teron Johnson. So on offense, they brought in Naylor to help with a very lacking wide receiver room. Now, I really so Malcolm Koons made 11 made like a what 11 last year, made 10 this year. So that's like what 21. And so for Quiddy Pay, we paying 16 a year. I think that's we overpaid right there. We didn't have to throw that much money at them, but we did. The Raiders are a tough team to evaluate in this type of exercise. I don't love most of their decisions this offseason, and the one I really thought was great didn't end up happening. It's hard to fault them for not trading Crosby when they essentially did, but the players they bought in and what they spent to do that and their free agency spending spree were not ideal. I don't know. I felt like it was somewhat ideal. The players that was out there, we went out there and got them. It wasn't like a bunch of people out there. We went and got it. We went out there and we were able to get the number one quarterback number one. We was able to go ahead and get the center. That's why our O line was confused last year because we did not have a competent center. I'm sorry, we had a smart guy, but we couldn't physically. It didn't translate. So we shored that up. We in a better position. What was our grades last year? Good question. I looked that up. Grade the talent, not the price. Winning is expensive. Facts. Facts. What's that? What's that? One ice cube. What's the one ice cube for, Ben? Let's see if you got it right. Talked you into what? You happy with the pick of Washington Willie Wayne? If he looks like he's understanding more of the playbook than Cousins, yeah, but that ain't gonna happen though. Okay, B plus was your grade of our draft? Yeah, B plus. That's fair. A minus, A. He said an 80-yard run by Mendoza. If he run 80 yards, boy, just win, baby. You said Mendoza was a no-brainer. You can't grade that like spelling your name right on the top of the test. I don't know. A lot of people act like they was confused. One ice cube. So no, that he doesn't want to play for the Raiders. Demanded a trade behind closed doors, not wanting to go through another rebuild. He shouldn't have to go through another rebuild. The sooner he traded, the better. That's how you feel about it. Raiders have a better record without him. Oh, that sounds so dumb. Sorry, bro, but that's dumb. I hate when people do that. Oh, he had a better record without Max. You really think this team is better without Max? That's a shame. That you think this team is better without Max? I don't. I guess whatever. This team is better without Max. We got a better record, I guess. So why one ice cube that he don't want to go? You probably mean four ice cubes. Because if I said Crosby doesn't want to no, oh, you said Crosby don't want to play with the Raiders. You totally think that. So you mean no ice cubes for you. You totally think he doesn't want to play for him. And I can see why you say it, but I just don't think that's true. I don't think it's true. I just don't think it's true. So what do you guys think? You guys think Max don't want to be with the Raiders? Is that what y'all think? Is that what y'all really think? Do y'all think Max do not want to be with the Raiders? Let me see. Oh yeah, we about at the hour mark. It was one other thing I wanted to say, and I was trying to wait to the end. Who knows? Who knows? Well, so if we don't know, we gotta take him for his word, then, right? You gotta take him at his word. We have to put ourselves in a position to live without Max if he leaves. We already have replacement in place. Yeah, yeah, we do kind of. That's how we kind of drafted in free agency. You're right. But like you said earlier, people don't understand the business side of it. They take out the business side and put in their personal side, their personal feelings about the business. And I don't think that's fair to the player because the franchise is always looking out what's best for them. So the player shouldn't look out for what's best for them. I don't know. What oh yeah, this is what I want to look up. Hold on, I got it. Let me give y'all a little bit more piece of game. One more little piece of game. Here we go. So we was talking about a backup quarterback that played balls out during his three preseason games. Y'all remember Skylar Thompson for Miami? He went 36 for 48. That's 75% for 450 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. So that was in the under the modern 3-game exhibition format, Skylar Thompson put together one of the most statistically dominant modern preseason runs in 2022. He earned a staggering 138.4 passer rating and forcing his way into the 53-man roster. That got him on the roster though. And he was a 7th-round rookie. But guess what? He ended up having to play. He found himself put into the game because remember, Tua got hurt and then Bridgewater got hurt. He appeared in 7 games, regular season. He started 2. He threw for 534 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. What happened to them 5 touchdowns, no interceptions, 450 yards in the preseason? But they said his wildest moment came when he started a AFC wildcard playoff game against Buffalo, and they were big underdogs. Him and the Dolphins fought hard, but they ultimately lost 34-31. He threw for 220 yards, had 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. So just because you play well in the preseason, that does not equate to being a baller in the offseason. I mean, in the regular season, it doesn't. Oh my! I don't mind sending Max to Dallas if anybody will overpay for him. Is Jerry? Jerry? Well, if that was the case, Jerry could have got him if he would have just came right behind. Well, he came right behind the Ravens and gave up a first 2 first rounders. He could have got him. He could have got him. But he did throw 3 different packages. I went over that earlier. So he was trying because I thought maybe they saw the paperwork. I mean, the paperwork in his knee. They sent their doctor, and the doctor was like, But now what I'm seeing is this. They know that it's healing appropriately. I just think the Ravens, they got scared because the Ravens ain't never traded their 1st-round pick. And then to do it for the first time, they're going to trade 2 of them. I think they got scared. They got scared because they essentially gave up Tyler Linderbaum and 2 first-rounds for Maxx Crosby. Essentially, that's what it looks like. But that ain't the truth because the Raiders paid for Linderbaum. So, but the optics didn't look right. So that's why it happened like that. But so Jerry was like, well, let's see if we can, haggle a little bit. Yeah. So, it is what it is. Y'all think Max is gonna get traded before the end of the season, before the end of the trade deadline? I absolutely think not. Let me know in the chat what y'all think. What percentage chance do y'all think Max is gonna get traded by the deadline? What percentage? I need to know. What percentage? We already know, Nate, you think so. Go ahead. You too. What percentage you think it is, though? I want y'all to put it in the chat. What percentage y'all think Max is going to get traded? What percentage? Let's see if y'all willing to jump out of the window and tell me what percentage y'all think he going to jump out the window. He going to get traded. Because I don't think he going to get traded. I think there's like a 20% chance that he get traded. Because you never know. He might go wherever that is. He might play meaningful games wherever that is. Right? Dang. Let's see what y'all say. If it's true that he wants out, he's 100% gone. If it's true that he wants out, but he said he don't want to go though. So if he said he don't want to go, does that mean he's 100% in? I believe he don't want to go nowhere. I think he really got spooked, y'all. I think he got ooped. I think Max is a little immature too. Not in a bad way, but he's just. 'Cause I'm just thinking about how that girl just walked up there and kind of played him a little bit, and she didn't really even have to play him that hard because he didn't have to say the "you never know" part. He could have thought it. I wouldn't have had an issue with him thinking it. I would have never known, but he could have just thought it, but he didn't have to say it. Max, you know I love you, Max, but 5%, okay, that's good. A gram to an eighth. Bet a gram to the eighth. Okay, I got you. Let's bet. Let's bet that what by the trade deadline. So if I win, you owe me an eighth, but if you win, I owe you a gram. And I'll get you a top shelf gram too. Like I'm talking about one of them 1.5 grams of some fire. If he wants to stay, then the price is steep. 85% he stays. Yeah. Yeah. 1.1. I think he stays, man. And if the trade deadline come and he ain't and traded, all you people that don't like him, can y'all at least stop? Don't bring it up until the off season. I'm gonna just ask that until the off season, even though there's not gonna be an issue in the off season because somebody's gonna have to. You know what they're gonna have to do to get Max at that point? So we got a C in the grade on our draft. So if we, oh yeah, the question was, what did we get the grade last year? I would think, I don't know. Let's look it up. Shoot, in 2026, Mel Kiper gave us an A.
2025 NFL Draft.
In 2026, I mean, the 2025, let's start with 2026. Piper gave us an A. Reuter gave us an A. Danny Kelly from the Ringer gave us an A. CBS Sports gave us an A. A plus on the key day two picks. A to Z Sports gave us a B plus. So in the 2025 Pro Football Focus, highly praised one of the best overall draft hauls in the league. That's what they said. ESPN postseason review ranked as 26 in the rookie class impact following a 3-14 season. That was postseason. So PFF gave us one of the best. Fox Sports gave us a B. Mel Kiper gave us a B minus. And the Ringer gave us a B immediately after the draft. Now, looking back at it now, I don't know if the draft is a B because we got two linemen and two wide receivers that we don't know where they're at. And if they don't pan out, there's nowhere that it could be a B. Genty was a good pickup, right? So at the end of the day, we don't know. And so then if this don't work out, let's say for whatever the reason, players don't work out. So is Spytek on the hot seat? Is y'all gonna be trying to get rid of Spytek? I mean, like, is that what's gonna be? Is that what it's gonna be? Is Spytek gonna be on the hot seat? Because I'm sure I'm gonna hear that next. Because they're gonna be like, well, what did Spy Tech really do? Because they were saying that about Tom Brady. Tom Brady essentially took responsibility for what's going on and said it started with him. And then we're like, well, what did he really do? We need him to do this and do that, and we need him to do this and be on the field for that, and he needs to be in the building every day. And I'm like, what? What? Why he need to do all that? Y'all want him to overstep his boundaries so y'all can complain about that? So then next, Spytek's gonna be on the hot seat. Well, at least Kubiak is cool for like the next 3 to 4 years or whatever. Y'all gonna be messing with Robbie Leonard if the defense don't hit the ground running. I don't know, man. Let Cube pick his own GM. That's interesting. Wait, why should no? Why should he? Why should he pick his own GM if they're working together already? I know that's what they normally kind of do. Like Willie Wayne say, no, Spytek is good. Okay, I think he's good too. Raiders won't trade with the 49ers. That's what I hope. What's up, Jeffrey? Raiders won't trade with the 49ers. I don't know if they should get an injured player. Why not try for Jerry Verse? Right. We don't need no injured player. You'll probably get timeout. Nah, I ain't gonna time out you. I know how to ignore you if you start doing too much. But here's a good comment. The first and the third is fine. He already said it was quiet. He said it was quietly. Max has no loyalty now. I don't agree with that. Nutty Raider Nate says a B. I don't agree with that. Mel Kiper said Ryan Leaf was going to be great eventually, but Manning would win immediately. I mean, yeah, Mel Kiper been around for a while, so you got to kind of take that as one of his L's. But he generally gets it right. Well, not all the time, but generally. I just mean that Maxx Crosby seemed to have an injury problem right now. I don't know how serious it is. So this is what it is for Max, right? Max had an ankle injury. They fixed his ankle. Then Max had a knee injury. Now he had an issue with his meniscus. He could have handled it a couple ways. You could shave the meniscus, come back in a short amount of time, or you can repair it. But if you shave it, you know that just gonna start the degeneration and all the other stuff. And then it's the sand and the hourglass start pouring out before it's a matter of time before you blow a gasket in that thing. Not to say he'll blow his knee out, but I'm just saying that it won't let him do what he do. So he went and got the repair. So now if he goes through the appropriate uh, PT, physical training, then it'll be close to new. He's at his peak right now in his career right now. The next 2 to 3 years is probably the last peak years he got left. And he was hurt the last couple seasons, which in football, I mean, like at some point you're going to be injured. It's inherent in the game. And so he had to fight injuries, but he's only missed like 7 games his whole career. So he's not injury prone, but I'm thinking it's time to get back to the level you was at before you got injured. Because that's why people talking the way they talking all greasy. And we've been trying to get rid of Max for the last 2 seasons. As soon as his play dipped and he wanted to go get a surgery or something, then we was like, well, we need to get rid of him. Like, I don't get it. You don't just get rid of your DN, your pass rusher. Is the time that you really wanted the Niners to get him?
If you're a Niner fan, what it do? Marshawn Lynch said, I'm a Raider.
That shit was That shit was
That's
fucking
weak.
weak.
I don't never want him to go tonight. If he go to the Niners, right? If he go to the Niners, I'm about to be on my bin. I'm about to do a Raider bin on y'all now. If he was to go to the Niners, this is what I think will happen. He gonna go over there and get injured. Him and Bosa. The Niners are so injury prone. He gonna get injured, and that's gonna be what he get because then he messing with the game gods because they already saved you, and then you gonna go to the Niners. Like before you go to the Niners, you'd be better off going to Dallas, even the Patriots. I don't like none of them three teams, but don't go to the Niners. And if you do, I hope you get injured. No, I don't hope he get injured, but he probably gonna get injured. Even with Mac, Frisco is still fighting zone to stay out of the NFC West cellar. Yep. Spytech sold you Pete. I made the worst call in Super Bowl history. Fine, then buy you some Kubi. Yeah, he made a bad call. I agree with that. But that was the politics. That's why I was trying to. That's why I tell y'all like y'all act like politics ain't part of the game. They didn't want Marshawn to be the MVP. He almost scored the play before that. They didn't want him to be the MVP. So it's nothing but politics, man. But Kubiak is proven, man. So I don't know. You might not like Kubiak. Jeffrey said, I want the 49ers to start developing young players into stars. We can't always bring in veteran. You a 49er fan? You like the Niners?
If you're not a fan, what it do? Marshawn Lynch said, you. I'm a Raider.
Welcome, though. Real. Welcome to the Raider Lounge. Greasy. What Greasy is on the low telling Mark what team he will accept being traded to? What's wrong with that? See, this is the nitpicking things that I'm talking about. Like he's earned at least that. And if he got that relationship with the GM, why y'all hating on that? Y'all act like Max ain't earned nothing. He absolutely was like, I'll talk about how much money he made. He made the money, he made the market value. He's getting paid below market value right now. Below market average. I mean, not below market value, below market average. I don't know. Yeah, it was Max. Yeah, that is what Max needs, exposure to the infamous Santa Clara substation. Right. It says Steph Curry didn't care that Iguodala was the MVP of his first finals. He just wanted to get that championship. Didn't care that Iguodala. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I agree. It's a team thing. It's a team thing. Yep. Well, thanks for hacking into the show. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the loyalty. And you already know we are one nation all day, every day. I'm already know.
I'm a Raider. From the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. Recipes to Al Davis.